Greetings and salutations, Dota friends. Well, that was one. I can do another one. Hello, this is episode whatever on HeflaTV. My name is Sunsfan and this is Grandest V. Casting with me. Either way, we do the real one.
Yeah, those were quite possibly the worst impersonations I've heard today. Oh,
definitely. Either way, guys, we are back. Game number 2. Join Dota League Season 3. Division 1 America. My name is Heflamo. Casting with me is here the awesome Grandest V from Texas.
There we go. That's a proper introduction.
Let's hop into the draft, see what we got.
Yep. So far, it's pretty vanilla. I think that these teams should not ignore the Lycan. I mean, last game, it was let through, and it led them to a fairly easy win. The pushing power coming out from it was just a little too strong, I feel. They'll let it into the draft, and if NoEs Spirit want to first pick it up, they can, but I don't think they will. They'll end up going for the Faceless Void instead. Shadow Shaman Death Prophet still in the pool, banned out in the first stage last game. And, well, I don't know. Just a lot of heroes slipping through the cracks in these drafts of these both of these teams. Excuse me.
I didn't understand it. Like, both teams didn't want to get the Lycan, even though they had the opportunity to the 4th pick. I mean, Lycan was a 4th pick. Jesus Christ, this is so against everything we know, everything we cast on a daily basis, multiple times, hundreds, thousands games per month, and well, in the end, the Lycan was the one who is winning this. And the Tinker was the one who was losing it. But that's another story. But either way, Faceless Void it is, so we have the funny blue bubble coming up in the game, and now let's see, CNB, they have to definitely counterpick, like, the damage that's coming into the chrono. I mean, the chrono is a fact, you have to deal with it, but now it's all about minimizing the damage that can be done.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be opposed to CNB just going straight up push. And although they'll have to deal with the Faceless Void Chrono, if they have something that can instantly silence him up, potentially a Skywrath Mage, or deal with him once he does jump in, or things that just don't care about being chronoed early on, I don't know, there's a lot of things that they could go about picking up for this Faceless Void. Honestly, I think you want to pick up the Skywrath Mage with one of these first 2 picks to deny that combo away from NoEs Spirit, and I think as a standalone hero, Skywrath is also just pretty good. Honestly, I would not mind a Shadow Shaman Skywrath Mage first 2 picks from CNB as their opening. I don't know, we'll have to see what they want.
Sure, but yeah, okay. Shadow Shaman, Invoker. Yeah, and there's the Death Prophet. I mean, Shadow Shaman, okay, you secure yourself the Massive Reward, so we have a push elemental there. We have Invoker, Exalt Invoker with a Deafening Blast is sometimes something good against the Faceless Void. Obviously, you can buy some time in the chrono, maybe even here and there work with the chrono, because sometimes it happens that obviously the enemy also gets in their own chrono. So you have a setup for your own Sunstrike there. Maybe Quas Wax against the Faceless Void is also an interesting thing until he gets a BKB. That's the biggest problem about it. But yeah, on the other side, more interesting. I was already talking about it. Like, they get not just a typical push hero and a candidate for a mid. It is a hero that can also do amazing damage inside the chrono. We have Crypt Swarms for the duration of the chrono. We get 2 Crypt Swarms in there by, like, if you consider full 4 points in Witchcraft. And of course, I don't want to even start it with the Exorcism, because this is just pure demolition derby inside that blue bubble.
Absolutely. If they're able to find themselves like a 3-man Chronosphere, that's pretty much a 1 team fight for NoEs Spirit. And depending on when the Exorcism was popped in the team fight, they'll be able to transition that into the tower pushes, which is really one of the big things that we've seen in these patches. It's not as much about just being able to win the team fights or having the better late game carry. It's about transitioning your team fight wins into map pressures so that you can keep that up against the enemy team so that they're not able to find the farm. So, I don't know, Faceless Void Death Prophet is one of the most sought-after openings in the current metagame. And, well, we will see the Lycanthrope banned out in the 2nd stage, and I definitely think this is...
Yeah, it's about time. Jesus Christ. Especially because CNB is now here on the dire side. Like, if they would have gotten their hands on the Lycan... But then again, like, apparently they don't like the Lycan, they forget about him, whatever. But like on the dire side, a Lycan is just it's a blessing. And every time we see a Lycan coming through, the start is kind of bumpy, the end is, well, the complete turnaround. Then the Lycan is just getting a beast. But yeah, CNB ignored it. They wanted the Invoker instead of a Lycan, so NoEs Spirit. They took the wise decision here and ban out the Lycan Skyriff Mage on the other side. Okay, like it's a long time we have seen this hero. Like 2 games ago we had one. But yeah, Disruptor is coming out. That's quite interesting. Interesting as in against the Faceless Void, because when he really jumps in with Time Walk, it's a relatively huge distance. So if he really comes in with Time Walk plus Chrono, and the Glimpse comes out, that is definitely interesting. Not to mention those times when the Faceless Void is using Time Walk to get the hell out of there, and the Disruptor is just glimpsing him back for the exact duration, like the exact distance of what he Time Walked there. So definitely interesting. The Pugna now, yeah, talking about damage that comes inside the Chrono. Like another, this means Netherblast, and this means a full, unless it's interrupted of course, but a full life leech there on any target. And if a Ghanem Scepter is coming out, for all those people who played against the really fat Pugna, he drains you dry in just seconds. So just imagine you stand in that blue bubble and then the Pugna starts draining. That's really bad news.
Yeah, a couple games ago we saw a mid Pugna, and I don't know, he got multiple solo kills. Just the heroes weren't, or the players weren't respecting the Decrepify Netherblast and Life Drain combo, and it was honestly just quite ridiculous coming out from him. So yeah, definitely something that they need to be wary of, and make sure that Pugna is taken out of the fights either before the Chronosphere is there, or they have some way to cancel the Life Drain and make sure the Pugna's not able to dump his damage into the Chrono. Yeah, let's see. You already kind of touched on the fact that Disrupt in lane is really good against an offlane Faceless Void especially. Faceless Void in the offlane generally relies very heavily on the fact that he has Time Walk to get away, but with a Disruptor on the field, it's not a reliable escape mechanism. Let's see. Bristleback picked up by CNB Esports. I don't really like this pickup for them. It is on the dire side, and the laning is going to be fairly suspect against a tri-lane of no Earth Spirit. But he will have access to his Ancients, as well as giving them some decent minus armor for the Roshan, and especially if that is a Forge Spirits Invoker, they can take it very fast with the Serpent Wards as well. So it definitely can work out for them, although, yeah, not a huge fan of a Bristleback that gets behind. He's an offlaner that really demands a lot of farm in order to really be effective. Let's see, Jakiro on no Earth Spirit. He's a support that can put a lot of damage into the Faceless Void Chronosphere with that Macropyre. Quite possibly one of the most damaging spells in the game if you get them to sit into the fire for the full duration. So Chronosphere is a great way to do that, and if you can line them up, it's excellent.
But to be honest, I don't even care too much about that Chrono, because all I see at the moment for no Earth Spirit is what the hell the push. Liquid Fire, Netherblast, Exorcism. Alone those 3 things get a tower down. Like when those abilities are on level 4, I mean, obviously there is no level 4 for Exorcism, but you know what I mean. The Netherblast level 4, Liquid Fire level 4, and the Exorcism just, I don't know, swirling around the tower. This is just nuts. This is just nuts. This is 195 damage, or up to 195 damage for the Liquid Fire. This is another almost 200 damage for the Pugna Netherblast, and then whatever else comes into the tower. Like, these towers, they're gonna fall. And CNB, they don't have necessarily any good counter push. I mean, what is there? Maybe Invoker dropping a Rage Meatball or something, then Bristleback, some Bristles, maybe defensive wards or something like that. But on top of all this comes now a Nature's Prophet, which means we have now additional units as well coming up, and Jesus Christ, what's going on in the chat? Whoa, 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 whoa.
That needs to be banned, I think. Yeah, we have a lot of stuff.
Yeah, no, I'm just timing it out.
Okay.
It's just
My
fine.
goodness. Stop, please.
Stop! Stop with A and H. Either way, we are here in the game. I even didn't, I didn't forget the overlay, so everything's good. And let's see, we're gonna introduce the team really fast. On CNB side, we have Wesley, the Tinker from last game, now playing a Bristleback. Let's see what crazy builds we're gonna see here. Maybe level 4 Nasal Goo Rush. Let's see, maybe it's gonna be funny. But behind him, Klotz22, the carry player from all these games, is now on a Klinks. We have Baga here on the Shadow Shaman. Behind him is Ned on a Disruptor, and of course for the R, the first time I see him on an Invoker. This is definitely going to be interesting. I'm looking forward what build he's choosing and how well he's going to play it.
Yeah, and on the Radiant side, we are going to have Ban Earth Spirit, with the safe lane being composed of Fan of Soyan playing on the Faceless Void, Glacius on the support Pugna, Jakiro going to be played by A Love, and then the mid hero going to be Alex Z on the Death Prophet. Nature's Prophet going to be soloing the offlane, played by the Power of a Legend, who was on the Centaur last game, who brought back the servers after reconnecting in glorious fashion. So
maybe he was just going, I don't know, offline into Volvo department and just, I don't know, bitch slap the guy who spilled coffee over the servers or something. And then when he came back, everything was fine. So he's the guy with the good omen for us today.
Yeah, currently he's trading up hits with the Klinks, who does have searing arrows. He didn't throw the first searing arrow, but later on, this is going to be very hard for the Nature's Prophet to trade up against, especially since he went for 2 Sheer Tango and his boots as his opening build. I really don't like this, especially when you expect a Klinks to be up against you in lane. Yeah, I would have thought the Klinks would be for sure up against mid lane. There isn't going to be supports, but I still think that this Klinks should, at least in the very early levels, be able to zone out the Nature's Prophet fairly effectively.
Not just in the early levels, like actually
later on.
It's getting even stronger the higher level he is, because that searing arrow, that's just gonna drive out the Nature's Prophet. Look at the level 1 searing arrow, just the range and everything. The Nature's Prophet already being on half HP, and he only has burrow tangos, so he's gonna be forced into more even. I mean more region, that is.
Yeah, the mid matchup is going to be Invoker versus the Death Prophet. Don't think there should be any kills. Most of the action should be focused down in the bottom lane. Yeah, so let's see how this is going to break down. Bristleback, if he's able to get quills on a lot of these heroes, could be very scary for them to deal with, but for now, it's more or less just a standoff.
Yeah, the Liquid Fire will just drive them out, as well as the Netherblast. He's fake casting that even, so it's like spam-wise, they have just the better spells on Bun Earth's side, so they can drive them out pretty fast. But I'm not saying it couldn't be done, as in like getting the turnaround there, because all of those heroes are relatively squishy, like including the Void. But oh my god, he actually dove him under the tower. Like I just saw the last little glimpse of the corpse, but he gets, like, with all the harass all the time happening, but look, he TPs behind him, and now it's all about the right clicks. Look at this, 1-2 he needs, and there's the last one. So he gets at least the revenge. I don't know if that's worth it. I guess it's worth it, just because of the first blood bonus.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, Klinks is going to be dead for a little bit longer. Actually, both of them level 3, and Klinks will take level 4 quicker. Yeah, in the end, a good play from the Nature's Prophet, getting that return kill. Usually you don't see that, but since Klinks had used his invis to dive under the tower, wasn't going to have that available for the escape. Skeleton Walk has a decently long cooldown.
Yep, in the mid we just have the Death Prophet finding a double damage rune. This is just perfect. Like around the 2-minute mark, a double damage rune is one of the best runes you can find, unless you have a spammy hero and you're happy about a regeneration, for example, or you're low HP. But this one is really good. This is also like the bottle arrived for him, which means it's bottle up. He can really just use it at his disposal, and that is bad news, of course, for the Invoker, because 2 hits and a Crypt Swarm level 2, that is a kill. With the double damage on, that is. So double damage is now used. A Self is actually coming here on DDR, as well as all the Quas bubbles are coming out. And let's see. There's a lot of harass forth and back. It's crazy. Like those supports, they argue for who has the better sustain, but unfortunately, and this is bad news for CNB, the better sustain is on the Jakiro. Like he alone can continue forever, because the orb, the Liquid Fire one, is not mana based anymore.
Yeah, and he has plenty of mana to spam out those Ice Paths whenever they want to go aggressive, so I doubt that the Jakiro is really going to be in any trouble, and just being a general nuisance to the Bristleback, making it harder for him to last hit, and just constantly making sure that he's eating through some of his Tangos and regen. Yeah.
And that Nature's Prophet, he's not gonna have a good time. Like, he's out of lane. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if he is given up that offline, because the Klinks is just too aggressive, and he goes into the mid camps and then just farms there. That might be the best option for him, but apparently he's on the way back. And in the mid, oh well, there's a cold snap, but this is just a harass cold snap. There's a Crit Swarm coming out. Now the right clicks here on Evoker. Like, he's really trying, and well, it's relatively fair play at the moment in the mid. There's 18-4, the Invoker is 16-5, so we can really talk about the equal lane. But now, with the Nature's Prophet coming in there, or the Invoker expected that pretty much, but yeah, I don't know. Nature's Prophet wasting even more time. There's, oh my god, they find it now here. Look at this. With the Sunstrike, this is enough. Easy one. So Nature's Prophet, not his game.
Yeah, definitely not. Nature's Prophet actually went for the 2 points in teleport, trying to be as active as he can around the map. Wesley fighting up against A Love here with the stack charges being onto him, as well as the glimpse back. It looks like they're going to get the Shakiro fairly easily. Nether Blast lands onto the majority of the tri-lane, but it looks like they're just going to be in a full retreat, as Wesley is salving up for now. He's completely out of mana due to the Nether Ward. Currently can't even throw out 1 Quills. Yeah, they really need some extra sustain, but Clinks being left alone with the tower is probably when Clinks is happy.
Bottom, they go here on a Pugna.
Yeah.
Pugna already exploding. Now it's just the Void left. He has level 2 time walk. He can get the hell out of there, but still, CNB just striking back. I don't know what it's about these Brazilians, but it was the same against Sna. Like, Sneaky Nick's Assassins, the first game they completely owned CNB, and the second game the Brazilians just came back like Phoenix out of the ashes, completely reborn, and with new skills and new energy. Like, I mean, this Clinks is just owning the lane, getting tier 1 tower below 5 minutes, and now they are 3 kills ahead. The tri-lane that is actually supposed to be equal at best, or even losing because of the Jakiro spam, is now getting even kills, and the Nature's Prophet, who already had a horrible offlane, is now feeding as well. So, this is bad news for Ban Earth Spirit. They really have to pull their game together here really fast.
Yeah, this Clinks is going to have a Midas as well as Aquila and Boots at 6 minutes in. Just wonderful farm for him. And actually, what are these treants from the Nature's Prophet?
Oh, they're looking interesting. They look really interesting.
Yeah,
These
there's
are like
some
little,
sort of
like little Malfurions, you know, like from the World of Warcraft series. That's how they look, like little druids, Malfurions. But
yeah,
there's a smoke rotation. That's more interesting than the trees, and that poor Nature's Prophet. They have everything against him, everything they need. There's the shackles, and the rest is just, yeah, Clinks getting this one.
yeah, gets a kill and now uses his Midas for the first time. He's gonna have treads done in just like 30 seconds or
they
so.
want to go on the Bristleback, but he's just too bristly. That's just
He has
not
depleted Vanguard already, like completely rushed that one. Well, Tier 1 tower going to be under some heavy damage as they get a long-range Ice Path onto Ned. Eats another Cryptstorm as well. There's a Sunstrike, but doesn't do enough damage. And for now, it's just 5-man Dota to get this Tier 1 tower down in the bottom lane. But Tier 2 is going to be under some pressure up top as well. Bristleback hanging around a little bit more than he might be needing to. And, well, Tier 1 tower is going to be secured.
Yep, but Tier 1 tower secured for a cliff on the other side used the Shadow Shaman. Unfortunately not level 6 of course yet, it's just 7 minutes into the game, but look at these searing arrows. Like, he got a ton of farm and he's doing a ton of damage on the tower as well. So this was a very expensive Tier 1 push for the fact that the offlane just didn't work out. And oh, there's Shackles, Sunstrikes, and the arrows. This is enough. This is just enough to get the Faceless Void here down as well. So yep, CNB on fire at the moment, like absolutely on fire.
Yeah, I don't know. I was kind of concerned for this Clinks pick, even though we didn't talk about it much since it was the last pick coming out from CNB. Yeah, I was wondering whether or not it was going to be able to get off the ground early enough, but with the last pick, Nature's Prophet, in lane up against the Clinks, this Clinks has just had a field day. Ice Path down in bottom to secure the Invisibility Rune. However, A-Love needs to be a little bit careful here. They know he's there and they know he's low, but no detection or anything to get this kill. Yeah, Jakiro's just kind of chilling.
Yep, I don't know. It's the Jakir and the push. They need to they need to really group up very fast. But look at the Clinks, how aggressive he is, and there were actually 2 backtracks on that Void. Still, with 2 backtracks, he's still losing like half of his HP just by the Clinks, and the Clinks going for the tower. There's the last hit, second tower for him. This guy is just rich. I have to swap to net worth already because I just want to see what he is. He is on 6,000. That is 2,500 above the first farmer for Ban Earth, and that is the Death Prophet in the mid, where the Invoker is pretty much on the same farm. So even like above his teammate. Oh, but look at this again, the same thing, but no mana. Oh my god, that was a little misplay by Baga here. He thought he used the Arcane Boots, but he didn't. So he used them too late. In the end, there was no shackle for the Sunstrike. But yeah, Faceless Void still sticking around. You shouldn't. You really shouldn't. But also, the Rasta. That might be a bad idea.
Yeah, I don't know. He's kind of sticking around. He eats a Liquid Fire coming up from the Jakiro. I think he'll be just fine. Doesn't have enough mana to really do anything. He's probably just going to TP back to base. I don't know, he's sticking around a little bit longer than I thought he would. In mid, they might be pushing into this tier 1 tower. Nature's Prophet as well as Pugna and Death Prophet all here. The pushing prophets plus the, I don't know, Denizen of the Nether, I don't know. They're going to start chipping away at this tier 1 tower as 4DR is actually taking a very interesting path in front of everybody as the tier 1 tower is going to fall. Here's your 5-man Dota coming out from Banner Spirit. It's very strong, and even though CNB have an incredibly strong Clinks, he doesn't do very much against these 5-man pushes.
Yeah, but still, they need the Chrono on the Void. That's the biggest downside. He's not even level 6 at the moment, so they get a lot of tower push potential, of course, out of their group up, but there is the Clems. Oh,
well, so far they don't have enough lockdown. There goes the Hex from Baga as well as the long-range Shackles. Will they have enough damage? They should. I don't know. No Viscous Good just yet to chase him down, but with the Cold Snap, should be plenty of damage for Alex. He can't even get that last Crypt Swarm off.
Yep. I mean, it was also a tower trade. It's not like they did something great, as in like a tower and nothing for CNB was in return, because the Bristleback at the same time got the bottom tier 1 completely uncontested, and now that they group up in the mid and the Death Prophet is down with the spammy Crypt Swarm, they might even get this tier 1 tower. And yes, even this Master Ward's committed. There's no cliff. Bad news.
Yeah, everybody's being zoned up by the Bristleback, currently chasing down Glacius. He's going to eat another Nether Blast to the face, but the tier 1 towers should be as good as dead. They might back up after this. I don't think they'll commit any further. They have a DD Faceless Void to deal with, but the Jakiro just gets cleaved down by the Clinks with the Blink Dagger of all things. And, well, now they're going back onto the Faceless Void, and yeah, the Courier's just kind of chilling as Fan of Soyan gets bursted down as well. Miss Micro coming out from Ban Earth Spirit, so, interesting. Now the push continues from CNB, and with the strafed up Clinks, they should be able to take this. Bristleback's going to be forced back. But yeah, tier 2 tower at the very least is going to be dropped to half health, and possibly going to be taken.
Yep, I don't know. Ban Earthspeak, they just make too many mistakes at the moment. Like, I mean, the laning stage was horrible. The only solution is really go 5-man, but I mean, the Void just dinged level 6 in this fight. This is 11 minutes in, like, completely utter underfarmed, under-leveled on the Void. Like, we are under-leveled. Yeah, fuck it. We can't do anything. But I don't know how they want to come back on this. I say Death Ball is the only strategy that would work right now. Looking at the crafts, I don't even really want to look at it, but it is almost true. Yes, it is. Almost 10k in experience already for CNB, and we're working on a 12k advantage in goal. That is of course mainly explained by 8 kills ahead, plus first blood, plus all the towers. But now, as I said, Ban Earth, they can still do something, but there is the ward coming out. That's bad news for the Clinks. Obviously, he's getting damage and mana burn. And let's see what else is coming out here. He is going for the Orchid build after he has the Digger. So this blinks. I definitely like this. So far, there's no Chrono. Like, theoretically, he could just Chrono that Clinks and kill him, but they're not doing it. I don't know why, but they're just not doing it.
Yeah. I mean, the Faceless Void does absolutely no damage inside the Chronosphere with no points into bash, no power treads up. But with the Exorcism going, as well as the other skills being thrown out, that should be a fairly straightforward kill onto Klotz. Yep. I don't know. They're going to jump in. Now they Chronosphere him, but they've already used their spells and glimpse backward. Phantom Soyan's back with the rest of his team. They will Ice Path up Klotz, and it looks like he's going to die. I don't know. Do they have enough damage? The tick damage should be enough. He will die to the Liquid Fire in the very end. So...
yeah, it was... I don't know why they hesitated so much, but of course now with the Clean Stat, that's good news, but there might be a wraparound. Wesley going in here. Of course, the Nether Ward making it kind of awkward. Nether Blast hitting on many people. Oh, there's a Sunstrike. Death Prophet really, really low. I think they gotta go back.
Yeah, and well, they time walk forward and try for the Shadow Shun, but still no points in Blink. He's just going to shackle him up for the Bristleback to wail on him with that flail. They will lose the Shadow Shaman for it, but now the Nature's Prophet looks like he's also going to die. Nothing to cut to the trees, but Ned gets the kill. I believe they had vision with the Thunderstrike, possibly. I don't know. Glacius also going to give up his life, so they got the tier 2. 3 for 2 as far as the kill trade. So, not the worst that could have happened for Ban Earth Spirit, and at least they got a couple of kills to boot with that tower, but I don't know. It's scary when you're leading in towers and still have this big of a disadvantage.
Yep, absolutely. It's this trade, you already said it, it was a 3-2 trade when it comes to heroes, a tier 2 tower before a tier 1 tower. If you're playing from behind like Ban Earth is, that was actually a good thing to do. I mean, 2 towers and then a relatively equal trade with the Fury almost even getting out there. I think that was a good thing. This brought them back. At least it stopped CNB from like coming instantly again. But now, Blinks just blinking out.
Yeah, and Blink Dagger Clinks is great at just pushing out these side lanes and backdooring the towers. Even though there's no more tier 1s for him left to push, if they leave him alone with that tier 2 tower for just a couple of seconds, one strafe with those steering arrows should be enough to get the kill. And well, it looks like they're going to make their next move onto the mid lane, with Hero as well as Pugnet and Death Prophet looking like some pretty tasty heroes to take. They're going to jump in. They get the Meteor combo with the Deafening Blast as well as the Static Storm Kinetic Field, but only lands onto the Death Prophet, who will be focused down by the Clinks. And now Phantom Storm tries to jump in. He doesn't get the Chronosphere out before he's glimpsed, and now cleaved down by Claude C, and now they're going to lose the Death Prophet as well. The Clinks is low, but he's going to get a lot of health back. I believe he devoured some creep, and now they're also going to get an additional kill onto the Nature's Prophet, I believe. And Glacier is trying to TP out. He gets hexed, and now with the Serpent Wards committed to this Pugnet kill, they really want him dead. And
that's
sets
a
up
full
the
team
Sunstrike
wipe.
full team wipe. Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. Like, beautifully played. And to be honest, like, the fight was not clean by CNB, by no means, hell no. But with all the XP advantage and item advantage, yeah, they just raced through this. I mean, the 4DR's initiation was great, was absolutely great. Two-man tornado into the meatball, and then they were even held in place by the kinetic field and the static storm, so the damage over time was there. It was just nuts. But let's see. I mean, this still might be turning out quite well.
Vaga throws an Ether Shock and then blinks away. He's playing with
ballsy.
fire a little bit. Yeah, ballsy move as they TP in, they hex him and glimpse him back to the well. Now the Chronosphere committed to Ned. They want this Disruptor dead as fast as possible, and they should get him. Nature's Prophet, and that's a gem on the deck. That's actually a pretty big kill.
Yeah,
had they not gotten that gem,
I mean, this,
wouldn't have...
this Disruptor is higher level than the Void who killed him. There's a gem, as well as, was it a killing spree? Yes, so this is killing spree. This is 400 gold, plus the gem gold, which is a lot. So in the end, this kill was about 1,500 gold and a lot of XP for them. So this is what you really need, but Invoker, look at him. Split Casterino, split Pusherino, I mean. And yeah, with the Force Spirits and a Siege Engine still alive, he's gonna take a ton of HP from that tower, if not even getting it down.
Yeah, they jump in onto the Clinks, but no Chronosphere available, and the blink away from the Clinks will be just fine. They silence up a nice double Ice Path with the follow-up Sprout onto both of these heroes. They're draining away the life from the... He's burning in the fire and the flames, and Jakiro is going to be able to focus him down. Wesley is back with Vengeance. They get A-Love as well as the Faceless Void. Glimpse back on the Death Prophet. TP attempt coming out from Alex. Will they be able to hex him? They will, and they commit the Serpent Wars yet again. We're going to see the Serpent Wars going for a solo kill. Glacius, as well as the Power of a Legend, want to get out of there as fast as possible. No way to cancel that TP, and it looks like Glacius might be fine. I don't know. They get the vision with the Kinetic Field, and he's so dead. Blink forward, hex, and now going to be just shocked to death by Ned as well.
That's why you need a TP scroll. Exactly, that's why. But did you see that the Prisabak, he didn't even care? That's a level 3 Netherblast on him, and barely anything happened there. I mean, he has HPS like mad with Mech Foot Vanguard and level 13. This is 20.1 HPS at the moment on him, and they're gonna use this time, just get Roshan. It's about time. I think they could have done it much earlier. The only thing I didn't understand is that fight was going into CNB's favor in the end, like, or even it started quite okay-ish, only the Clinks died. The Invoker could have finished that base. I think he could have finished that tier 3 tower, but he got nervous. He was like, 4 and 5 CNB, or maybe we lose the tower and then it just snowball into the racks and we're effed. And apparently he went back, he's just trying to play it safe, but afterwards, we're always smarter. Like, looking back on this fight, if the Invoker stayed there in the top lane, he would have gotten the tier 3 tower, maybe even Rex.
Yeah, Invoker, after going for the Blink Dagger, picks himself up a Veil. A very unconventional pick, but with the amount of magical damage coming out from him, the Disruptor, as well as the Shadow Shaman, I think it's warranted if he's able to get off a good combo like they did in the fight around the river sometime back. But yeah. Not the biggest fan of this, but he's going to find out the Nature's Prophet in a bit of trouble. He blocks off the path, and they won't be able to catch him out with the Kinetic Field. He gets a Sprout as well, but the Static Storm, they try to cancel it. He cancels the TP, now he comes back immediately by the Disruptor. They're standing, and a lot of hurt with the Necrobooks, but in the end, Ned gets the kill. Invoker summons his minions as well as he's running away from the Nature's Prophet's one. He kills the melee one with his Force Spirit, and the other one with himself. So in the end, 4DR is going to be just fine. At the very worst, he loses the Aegis there, but get a decent pick off. In the meantime, Clinks, dies in the mid lane, didn't see how that happened.
Yep, I actually had the camera on the mid. That was a Chronosphere Ice Path opening Chronosphere, but now on the mid, that pistol back, man, that's... You really don't want to go against Exorcism only on you now. They just have to spam it out. There is a cliff available if they want to use it now. There is the kinetic field just holding it in place for now, but they still can go without the clings. This of course is bad news, but let's see if the Invoker actually managed to do something. New creeps coming. This lane is getting a ton of damage. Look at it all going, but now nice
the courier.
field.
What is the courier doing there? I don't know. They're going to start with the tornado onto everybody, as well as the meatball combo with the Veil on everybody. They get the kill on the Jakiro, and Pugna is actually surviving in all of this. Eventually, he will be focused down, and now they shackle up one more. They get that kill, and well, the courier is still kind of standing over the melee barracks that hasn't just yet fallen. Faceless Void, the only survivor in that team fight.
Yep, they tried this push, pay with 4, and a counter push will pretty much come soon. But still, it shows how much potential there is. Just to mention this fight, and then a Chrono just to secure something. Unfortunately, Chrono was used for the clings, because they had no other means of killing him. So, if the Chrono would have been ready here, this fight might have actually turned against CNB. And that might have been like one of the hugest swing we could have seen. Like with all this swam coming on like 3 or 4 in a Chrono of CNB here, that might have been like 5, 6, 7k XP gold swing. But this way it's just the tier 3 tower and a tiny bit Raxus. Then again, they're so underleveled at the moment that yeah, they might as well keep on doing this. But the Clinks in the mid, they want to do something. Bristleback is close and Invoker's coming there. If he gets a tornado opening, that's at least 2 kills.
Or will they even need that? Clinks is going to start focusing onto the Pugna. They get a decent ice path to delay things, and well, Wesley caught inside the Sprout won't be able to eat through, and in the end, going to net them 0 kills.
They should have waited for 40R here.
Yeah.
That tornado would have secured everything here, but instead the Bristleback is just going YOLO mode in. Aegis is down in 3 minutes, and I just had like a short glimpse of the crafts, but look at this, like experience-wise, just... Oh, but Death Prophet, Kinetic Field, Static Storm, Kiilstofte is used, but from the back, there's 2 more people, but I don't know if they want to go in there. There is actually... Oh, nice Jakiro. Ice Path, where's the Ice Path? It's not gonna hit anything, and oh my god, the Exorcism doing a ton of damage, but I don't know if that's enough. He's going down, Jakiro as well. It just dive the tower, and they will just capitalize on it. Cliff would be available, but... yeah, it's just not looking good. The entire team just ignoring the fact that there's 5 people around their tier 2 tower. They want to split push, but I don't think that's a good idea. I think Invoker might be enough to counter push here, and he's also the one going back.
Yeah, and they just leave everybody else in the base. Necrobook 2 picked up by the Faceless Void. They want to 5-man down the towers as much as possible, but these 2-3s are also going to die, and, well, Blood Force back by the Shadow Shaman, the straight pop by the Clink, so this tier 3 tower is as good as dead. They look for the Chrono, they catch it on the 3, but there's no follow-up. They try to focus down at least one under the tower. They're looking for this Clinks. Clinks is falling low. He does not have a lot of health to deal with, but in the meantime, Pugna dies to the Invoker. I don't know if they lose the Shadow Shaman for this, but this Bristleback just does not care. Chases after Jakiro, gets ulted up by the Death Prophet. Yeah, I'm not sure where that Invoker is actually killing stuff. It is in the mid lane, but now the ranged barracks going to fall. This Clinks is also not caring at all. Yeah, sitting on 160 HP just takes the racks.
Yep, I don't know. That's like, I mean, that's melee racks for melee racks. So far, this trade was not too bad, like as in buildings, but Ban Earth, of course. I don't know. At some point, they have to stop or have to get kills somehow. I mean. You can't be that much behind in kills and then still expect the game being won by just pushing, but well, I'm surprised they got really mid, but they did. The Invoker getting the Pugna kill, okay. Getting the follow-up kill, also okay, but of course Rex were down, and in the end it's a relatively equal trade, as in progress on the objectives.
Okay, well, Ban Earth Spirit, it doesn't look like they're going to be banking much on getting kills. They're going 5-man Necrobook. Glacius is building towards his, Death Prophet's building towards hers as well. She has the Belt of Giant Strength in her inventory, and the other heroes have a 1, 2, and 3 Necrobook respectively. So they just want to take this game immediately. They want to get up into the base and just end it. I'm not even sure they go for another lane of Rax. I think if they get the opportunity, they just take base.
Yep, absolutely, and well, there might be a goal, but no, there's not even... Wait, he doesn't have a single point in the Crapify. That the Crapify might have slowed down the Disruptor for a kill, but Okay, they want to go top, but first, oh, Klinks is finding the Furion, and look at it, Mag being used, and there's no Chrono. That's too bad. Chrono getting now ready. I don't know if he's using it, or is he not? Yes, he is, and now with that Exorcism on him, easy kill, but in the background we already have the Bristleback getting 1 kill, and now Evoker just joining in, the Meatball hitting on 2, getting them down as well, and now it's all about, yeah, running away, unfortunately directly into an ice wall, being slowed down. Death Prophet is the one just before the Chakira dies. He's buying back because they need someone to defend, but yeah, again, a 1-for-5 trade, not even reach the base. This is probably one of those games that have like 30 kills difference or something and might still be lost, or I don't know. But CNB, look how ahead they are in the net worth. It's not even funny. The Disruptor might actually overtake the Void soon. The last one, keeping pretty much the pride of the Venezuelans up here.
Yeah, I don't know. 40R's combo in that team fight was absolutely beautiful. Caught 2 with a full Max of Exort, Deafening Blast, Meteor combo, and that pretty much just melted them immediately. There was nothing that they could do in that situation. Yeah, I don't know. Everybody's back on the side of Ban Earth Spirit. With the level disadvantage that they have, they do have that going for them. They didn't have to spend very many buybacks, with the exception of Death Prophet, playing forward by the Invoker. Doesn't initiate, and I don't know, just going to back off for now.
They have slow siege here. That tower will fall, just the Forge Spirits and everything. That should be enough.
Yeah, well, Bristleback on the front lines with the Sanjin Yasha completed now. Loses a decent amount of mana to the Pugna Ward, and he'll need some Arcane Boots to get him back up into fighting shape. But after getting the Tier 3 tower and that a little bit of extra gold, CNB are going to back off and regroup mid. Potentially looking for...
Oh, this is kind of a bad position now, also for the Disruptor. They might actually be sandwiched here, but now there's a Death Prophet. Exorcism is there. He can buy times with Yules if he wants to. Mac being used, but he's running. But now he's in the kinetic field. Sunstrike on top of him as well, but Macropire, this Bristleback is just racing through him. He doesn't have a buyback, and I don't know, these decisions are just not good. The Rasta still not dying. Finally, that breath finishing him off. Bristleback just too tanky. The Void coming in, getting maybe the kill on the Klinks, but no, not even for that. Another Orchid, an easy peasy kill. The Necro units, they can't even finish off. Oh, maybe they can here. The Disruptor, Ghost Scepter being used while he goes down. Do the Necro units follow? That might be interesting. No, they do not. And Gem is down, all 5 are down. Necro units still interesting, but BKB used and just killed by the Klinks. This is... I don't know. CNB wins this one so convincingly. This was not the Ban Earth Spirit from game number 1.
I don't know, it just seems that these teams in the South American region are either very volatile, or they just, whenever they lose, they get like this blood vengeance against the other team, and just absolutely go ham, so I don't know. I was impressed by 40R's Invoker. I think he played really well. His teamfight combos were on point. The Tornado and the Meteor, as well as the Deafening Blast on top, was really good for them. Even though CNB did lose one of their barracks, it still didn't feel like a very close game. Yeah, I think that could have been avoided as well had they just TP'd one more back into their own base. That said, I don't know, well played. That's going to type the best of 2 series 1-1.
Yep, absolutely. For me and Grandis, I think it's the end of the day unless Grandis feels like more casting. I will keep HeflaTV online, and if Hellmark feels like it, we're going to cover the JDL Asia Division 2 games at 6 CET and 8 CET as well. And that gives me the opportunity to maybe sleep another 2 hours and then come back, because at 12 we have another BO1, then I-League starts at 13. So you see, guys, there's a ton of games coming, and if of course if you always want to be updated, then follow us here on Twitch, get the notification there. On Facebook and Twitter at HeflaTV, you always get the news, not just about the games, also about casters, other events, giveaways, whatever other news. If you missed the games or you want to see the games again or want to share them with your friends, then just go on our YouTube. Moobot tells you all the time about those links, and any like, follow, whatsoever, subscription just helps us immensely. And of course, if you want our fancy emotes, then also subscribe here to the HeflaTV label. It is going for all the channels, so that means German, Chinese, and all the free English channels. You can use it all the time as well as everywhere else on stream, and our 322 emote is just the best out there. Either way, guys, so we both say thank you and see you soon, and HeflaTV 2 should be staying online, and yeah, that's pretty much it. See you soon.